morning.
Morning.
Lane, just starting out here, just on updates for a few guys. What's your read on Canner, Kako, and Freddie?
Kako's week to week. Canner was out on the ice this morning in morning skate, so he's progressing nicely. So that's good. And who was the other one?
Freddie.
Freddie's getting real close here. He's still on IR, but he's extremely close.
Do you think Canner will travel next week on the trip?
The plan right now is we're going to talk about it after the game tonight, see where we're at with that, and plan our practice schedule and practice time next week to see if that's to his advantage. But there's a good possibility.
As far as defense leading to offense, talking to Jaden Schwartz, and he was saying that guys are checking better, and that was apparent from the Winnipeg game. How much does that factor with where you want to go into here for this game this evening?
It goes a lot. I mean, that's it's kind of our identity and how we're building ourselves. But I mean, we have a long memory. We know what happened here last time we played them, and give them credit. They played well. So I'm not gonna say anything that they didn't, because they're a good hockey team, well coached, good structure, fast. Very difficult team to play against, and they can hurt you offensively, and they hurt us offensively. We've got to make sure we're in good spots and we're defending well.
Coach, just a couple injury clarifiers for Capo. Is he lower body?
Yeah.
And for Freddie, is there any chance he plays? And I know you said he's still on IR at this point.
He's going to be a game time decision. Okay. He's getting real close.
And then last game, the first goal against, it comes off of a rush. You guys had 3 players back. Mm-hmm. You always seem to have 3 players back, right, with the way that you play. What could you have done? What could the team have done differently there, do you think, to prevent that goal? From happening?
It's good observation, good question. We've gone over that, yesterday and today. First, everything's cause and effect. We start off by diving in 200 feet away from our net and duplicate on a guy, which leads to a 4-on-3 rush. Now you have to sort out the 4-on-3 rush. What could we do differently? We could do something differently, and we will do things differently from here on in.
Lane, where's Joey at with his progression?
He's progressing. Again, he's still on IR. He's out there. He's practicing, which is positive for us. And we'll just see where he goes from a day-to-day standpoint.
And then with Kako, obviously missed the time in preseason with the hand issue, and then now to have another injury come up, especially right after he gets his first goal. Just the frustration of for him of that. But then what do you guys not lose, I guess, with not having him for a little bit of time?
Well, we lose a guy who you saw the goal he scored. That's not by accident. It's a heck of a tip. And a guy around the net front, he missed a bunch of time. And when you miss a bunch of time, you're kind of trying to catch up to a moving train a little bit. And I thought he was starting to really catch up to it. And so it's a loss for us. He's a guy who can put up points. He's a guy who can put up goals. And, we're certainly, we need more offense. We know this. But other guys are just going to have to step up.
Lane, when Freddie does return, what aspects of the game is he helpful to your group in, and perhaps maybe in alleviating some of the responsibility of Chandler Stevenson?
Well, he's a right-handed face-off guy, so that helps in the face-off circle, especially in the defensive zone. He's a penalty killer, and prior to his injury, he was first out of the gates on the penalty kill with Cartier. So that alleviates a little bit of that and that ice time kind of thing. And then, Freddie can play all different facets of the game. He had 18 goals last year. There's a lot of things that Freddie can do, and, I'm looking forward to getting him back here at some point.
Lane, I was talking to Stevie about this Sharks team, and he said one of the things that makes them dangerous is they're maybe willing to try things other teams wouldn't, and that makes them unpredictable. Is that more of a challenge to your team to stay in its structure, and how do you combat that unpredictability of the Sharks?
Yeah, I guess unpredictable, I don't know that I would call them unpredictable necessarily. They do, when you've got skill like they have, and players can make plays, and plays that maybe you're not expecting, I guess maybe that's what he means by unpredictable. But and they have that, and But they play the game a certain way. And, like I said before, a very good hockey team that we're going to have to be very, very solid defensively against, and understand that, we have to check, and we will piggyback our offense off of that. But certainly, we saw what happened last week when we gave them, some opportunities. And it wasn't like they had, 100 opportunities. They made good on the ones they had for sure. They can score goals.
Riker Evans told me that a big focus of his coming into this year was just being more aggressive all around on both sides of the game. What have you seen from him in that aspect?
Yeah, I think he's been really good at that. I think defensively, and I've paid very close attention to him. Even 5-on-6 the other night, and he was mashed up a lot against Adam Lowry the other night. Those physical battles. I think he's been doing a really good job from that standpoint. With that, and then his skating ability and his transporting the puck offensively has been really good for us.
Lane, I know you mentioned Joey's working his way back, and whenever we've talked about Gruby and Matt Murray this year, it seemed like the word you've used has been professional with how they've handled their approach to everything. What have you made about sort of almost the consistency of results that you've gotten from that position night to night, regardless of who's gone?
Well, first of all, you gotta give our goalie coach credit. He's managed 3 guys, and he's put in the work, and he's found the proper balance of the work to rest ratio for each one of them, and they in turn deserve all the credit as well, because they've been professional and they've worked and done what they've needed to do when they haven't been playing, and they've played well when they have played. So it's good on them. We need everything to keep going that way.